Morning, everybody. Welcome to TNA Wine Club. My name is Lloyd Jusa, and I will be your host this morning. What are we focusing on today? This is a focus on rosé, a category that has flourished for a very long time. Rosé wines are made in so many different styles, but there are three specific styles that we're going to be looking at in this particular segment. One way of making rosé wine is taking red grapes and harvesting them, pressing them, and then bleeding them off to give you that pink pigmentation. You then take those grapes and then you remove the skins. What you then have is a juice that is sort of like pinkish in nature. That is a very deliberate way of making rosé wine. Sometimes the longer you leave the skins in contact with the juice, the darker the hue that you would get. And if you leave the skins in contact with the juice for a very little bit of time, what you have is a pale onion skin kind of pigmentation. There are so many different styles of rosés. Others can have a lot of acidity depending on the type of grape that is being used, and others can be a little bit more on the fruitier end, like in particular this pink Moscato grape, which naturally carries a lot of residual sugar content in it. Depending on the style of rosé that you would like to make, many producers like to leave these skins in contact for a very long period of time, whereas others prefer to keep that maceration very short. So the longer skin contact you have, the darker the hue, pretty much like the Tavel rosés of France. Whereas if you leave the skins in contact for a very short period of time, you have those onion skin looking pale kind of rosés, which is quite fashionable, pretty much like what you get in Provence. You are noticing that many South African producers are making wines that are very much related to those Provençal or Tavel style rosés. Okay, what we're going to be looking at today is a Moscato style rosé, which is produced by uncorks, and this is a pink Moscato. Rosé wines can be consumed on different occasions. One of those occasions is by the poolside, which is very common in South Africa. Sometimes you can also enjoy it while you're reading your favorite book in your house. Maybe you are taking a bath, maybe you're just enjoying some winter fires. However, with this being summer and spring having given us a lot of heat over the last few weeks, I think you will realize that rosé wines become extremely popular during this time of the year. Now, why would I pick this kind of bottle? Well, mainly because it's very versatile, and it's that versatility which kind of brings me back all the time. It's the kind of wine that works beautifully with a lot of different styles of cuisine. What are some of those examples? I can look at salads. Salads work beautifully with this. If you're looking at white meat, I think white meat driven kind of cuisine would work nicely with this, such as your chicken dishes. I think this would be superb. And then if you're just having a little bit of canapés and snacks that are more seafood oriented, I think you would find that the texture in this bottle would work beautifully and harmoniously with this. Where can one expect to find this kind of bottle? Well, some of the best liquor stores in the country do stock some of this, and also some of your favorite retail outlets such as Pick n Pay, such as Woolies, such as Checkers. They all keep considerable stock of this uncorks pink Moscato rosé. Well, now that we've discussed the rosé that we have in front of us, and I think we've kind of like looked at how it's made, the history of rosés and stuff like that, I think the only thing that's left for us to do is to taste the goddamn thing, right? Thankfully for me, this is a screw cap, so it's quite easy for me to just get it open. Interesting. It does have a little bit of a sparkle and a little bit of a fizz to it. Yeah, I think it's smelling really fresh. I quite love that petulant frizzante style to it. You can tell it's red berry driven, so it's got some lovely strawberry characteristics to it. And I've got to qualify this statement. This rosé is by no means sweet, but it's got an off-dry characteristic to it. What you can expect on the palate, lots of strawberries, lots of lychee, as well as a hint of Turkish delight, and some subtle but very seductive acidity to it. So, what would I say about summer? I'm really super excited about what's coming, and I think rosé is just going to make a massive comeback. Enjoy.